Wszystkie mikrofony uczestników są jednak teraz wyciszone, aby uniknąć niepotrzebnych szumów i przerw. Jeśli będą mieli Państwo trudności techniczne podczas webinarium, prosimy użyć czatu do komunikacji z nami. Postaramy się rozwiązać te problemy na bieżąco. Czat znajduje się po prawej stronie w prawym dolnym rogu. Również poprzez czat będziemy prosili, by zadawali Państwo pytania. Bardzo dziękuję i oddaję głos pani Annie Abramowskiej.
Dzień dobry, ja też bardzo serdecznie witam Państwa na dzisiejszym spotkaniu. Nazywam się Anna Abramowska, jestem przedstawicielem EBSCO. W tym roku rozpoczęliśmy bardzo bliską współpracę z wydawnictwem Taylor&Francis i jest to nasze kolejne spotkanie, w czasie którego chcielibyśmy przybliżyć Państwu i zasoby Taylor&Francis i samą platformę. W obecnych czasach dostęp do publikacji online jest dla nas wszystkich, myślę, bardzo ważny, dlatego postanowiliśmy Państwu przybliżyć właśnie dzisiaj jeszcze raz platformę. Jest to nasze takie cykliczne spotkanie. Dzisiaj jest z nami specjalny gość, pani Gloria Bogetti z wydawnictwa Taylor&Francis. Oddaję jej głos i życzę udanego odbioru. Gloria, the floor is yours.
Should I share it again?
Yes, please.
You need to share it again. Okay, no problem. Okay, please let me know if you can all see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, brilliant. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending this webinar. I'm Gloria Borghetti, and I am the representative for Taylor&Francis Online, and I'm here today so that I can show you a little bit more about our dashboard and how to use all these functionalities. As you can see here, you can see my name on top of here. It means I've been registered for my account. I would recommend if you already have an account and you want to follow live, this presentation is a live presentation, so I don't have any slide or anything. I've been showing live. So if you have an account and you want to log in, please do so. If you don't, I would recommend you that you register after this presentation, and as it's recorded, then you can watch it and follow it again, because you have access to many more functionalities by registering. So this is the main page, so taylorandfrancis.com. This is where you access all our journals, the journals that your institution and your university has been subscribing to. So let's start by exploring the homepage. So you can return to this page from any point just by clicking here. Obviously, here is the Taylor&Francis Online, but if your university has uploaded their logo, you will see your logo of your university or your institution up here. And every time you will go back here, doesn't matter where you are, you click here and you always go back. A little bit like Google. So from here, this is the general search, again, like a little bit like Google, where you can write anything you like, a keyword, the name of an author, anything that you want to start your browsing experience. Or then there is the advanced search, but I'll go into more details later. If you don't know yet, or don't have a specific term in mind, but you have an area of specific interest, a subject, then you can start browsing here and click on anything that might interest to you. By doing so, you will have, again, all the list of all the subjects or language and literature, for example. And then if you slide down a little bit, here is where we have different resources for different communities. So if you're a librarian, you will find lots of interesting information by clicking here. If you're an author, you want to learn a little bit more how to publish and how to enhance your research. That I would advise you to click here, and so on. Editors, societies, it's a very interesting part of the dashboard. So, and then here is the trend research. What is this really? these are the articles that they at the moment they're trending the most, and unsurprisingly you will see that in the title of most of them is COVID, 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 or anything related to COVID. That's because, yeah, this seems like what people are reading mostly at the moment. And this is a section on news, so there are a little bit more about what's going on with Taylor&Francis, about our books, a guide. Here there is also an interesting guide about open access. It's good to come and check from time to time to see what's going on. So, okay. So so these are the main subjects, as I was saying, and then we can start and having a look at any of them and then go into bit more details. Okay. So let's go on the search bar now. By clicking here, we can start maybe searching for any authors. I'm just going randomly to find. Let's click on this, for example. And then you will have the name of the author. Here, when you have an article, you can click on anything you like. So if you, like, for example, we click on the name of this author, sorry. Sorry, must be something with my, okay. So then we will find everything that this author has been publishing. And you can order by relevance, or you can see which one is the newest first that she's been publishing. Anything can be saved. So if you want to save, but again, you can only do this if you are registered. So if you are registered, if you have a personal account, you can then save this search and also decide how often you want to receive alerts. You can also export, okay? And yeah, now I'll show you a little bit more on advanced search. So when you have an advanced search, you can use this what we call Boolean operators, which are and, or, and not. So here you can, for example, write. You have to use, as in Google, the. So for example, we can write brain and food. So by searching, obviously you can write as many words as you like. You can, instead of using general searching words, you can use the name of an author or more than one, or you can combine them. And then you will have the list of articles where both words are there. So you can see that then it's been highlighted. Okay, you can see all of them. And you can if you have in mind something really specific, you'll see here, you can decide, like, I know that what I'm looking for is in the behavioral science, or you can even go into depth. So if the more, if you know what you're looking for, then you're very likely to find it by, because you by using the options. You can see what has been published. You can decide the publication date, or if you know the dates, then you can really go through all the years, 2 years. So you can really go and have any very specific search. And if you want these words to be just on the titles of the author or in the keywords, then again, you can decide and then you search again. Any of these searches can be then saved. Again, like we did before, you search and you can and set the alerts like before. Anything can be downloaded, okay? And then it will be, now obviously I haven't selected anything, but you can select as many as you like. and then you can download it, and it will be sent to the email account that is linked. Actually, on this case, you just been downloaded on your computer. So then you have a zip file there, you open it and you save it. If you want, instead of the, you can also download the citation. Again, here you can also choose the format for downloading it. Okay, let's now do a little bit of a search about the journal. Let's go back here. And let's take education, for example. And one thing I've forgotten to mention before, and is that you can also, when you have an article here, you can also click then on the, for example, on the name of the journal. And you can, when you get here, you will see this is the main page of a journal. Okay, and here you will have all the information about the journal. For example, you can have the journal metrics. Here you can see how popular this journal has been, the usage, the citation metrics, the speed of acceptance. This is particularly important if you are an author or a researcher that is also publishing. And it will give you also more understanding about the journal metrics, and yeah, everything is explained in details in case you're not familiar. Everything is clearly explained. You can set again new content alert. So if you are interested in the journals and you want to know every time a new article is being published in the journal, you can set a new content alert. Okay, you see here is the list of some journals I put in my list, and then you can yeah, I put as a daily, but again this is a section that you will only see if you've been registered, and you will see this part here is what you will see, and that everything is you can personalize. So here you can use your search. I don't have anything, but if there is anything you've been searching, it would be all saved in here. And that is where you come, and then, for example, if you're no longer interested in a subject, you come and delete it, or you change the frequency of the alert. Let's go back to journal page. Okay, so here the more information about the journals. There are news, editorial policies, anything is basically in here. The display is always the default. So remember, if you're looking for the most recent, to change and go for published online date, so it will give you the most update. Here you can also, there is another functionality where you can go for citation search. You just need to put the volume, the issue, and the start date, and then go for search, and we'll give you all the list. So I think that, okay, this is good. You can then go, if you go in here, you will see all the list of all the issues that for these particular journals. And by clicking here, then you can also see for each volume or the issue, and then you can click on it if you're interested in knowing more or reading an article. Everything you see in here, it's all clickable, and you will see for each article. This is quite interesting to see the views. So you can see how many have been reading this article, the citation, the alt metric. Okay, let's open this, for example. So every time you open an article, you will have the full, the abstract at the beginning, the introduction, and then the whole article. And yeah, you can see, you can read as you like. If you want just the basic figures and dates, you can click on here, and you will have just that. So it's quite easy if you need that, for example, because you're writing a dissertation and what you need is just the figures, you will have them here. If you're interested in the references, you go all the list here, and it's all clickable again. Okay. Citations. Then here, and then we go also the metrics. So you will see the views, citation, and the alt metric. The alt metric is a way to see on social media how many times that has been shared. And he has been, is all in the donuts is all in blue because it's Twitter. But you will see, if we take, let's take maybe another example, you will see many different colors depending on you know on which social media has been shared. Let's try now go back to all journals and see something different, just to give you an idea of something different. Let me see. So yeah, unfortunately, this doesn't have any many. I think it's not very popular. So in this case, this article, for example, has never been shared, so you don't have anything at all. See. I'm just trying to find anything that maybe would give you a bit better idea. But if you play around a little bit, you will see. Again, this is mainly blue because it's Twitter. But if you take any articles, you will see that usually there is a variety of colors, and then you can see for each colors it differentiate among different social media. There is another interesting functionality that I forgot to mention, which is the listen functionality. So for most of the articles, if you don't want to read it, you can always put it in listen mode. So you can, it's like a podcast, so you can listen rather than reading the articles. This is basically for most of it what I wanted to show you. Of course, you can always share any articles depending on, you know, not every article is shareable, but most of them are. So you can then select a variety of social where to share them, or, you know, with yourself or with others, and you can also send it to your email. So this is basically most of wanted where I wanted to show you. Again, this functionality only available to anyone that is been you know, registered on our website. And yeah, if you have any question now, I'd be more than happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Gloria, for the presentation. And on the chat box, we got a question. So is registering related to payment? So
Okay, so is in a way is no, it's not really, because anybody can register, because anyone, there is a section, there are open articles, the open access articles that they are accessible to anyone. If you want to see, for example, what is available to you, I can show you what is available, because different institutions will have access to different levels. So some university might have subscribed to only science, social science, or maybe to the education. If you want to see only what's available to you, then before searching, then you, in the filters, you use this only show content I have fully access to. Or if your institution doesn't have anything like paid, you can only show open access, which is available to anyone. Especially now for the COVID-19, Taylor&Francis has made available some resources open. They usually you should pay for. They are fully available for anyone. So if you filter them, you can see them. But the registration is mainly linked to having the possibility to personalize your account, because this way, you know exactly, if you do a search, for example, then if you're not registered, you would lose it. While if you're registered, you got a track of everything you've been searching for. So next time you go back to it, you will have already there. So it's very practical.
Thank you. And there's another question. Is Taylor&Francis Online available to my university through library?
Yes, of course. Is it access to the content is whether you go to the library, and again, even if you go to the library, you can always log in and see your own view, or otherwise, if you are home, is the same. Is the content is made available to to users, whether they are in the library or whether they are home.
Okay, thank you. And then we got some additional questions. How can I find articles published by my university?
By your university, you would, in that case, you would have to use the filters, but you would have to, by using all the filter, you can't search just by your institution. You would have still to know the name of an author that was who wrote or co-wrote the articles, but you wouldn't be able to search by your institution. You would still need to use the search, all the filters there on the advanced one. Let me say, so by using it, the advanced search, you would be able to, to search, but not specifically just for your institution. If you're interested, if you want to know that, it's something that still, we can provide, because we have another tool that we use, for example, when an institution is also publishing with us, at the end of the year, they have a full report of who has been published and what they have been published. So those are data that we have available, and we can share, but is not searchable on the dashboard. But again, if it's something you're interested in knowing, we can easily, if you send an email to myself or to Anna, is an information that we can easily share with you.
Thank you, Gloria.
No problem.
So another question, where can I find information about journal impact factor? Can I download the list of journals with impact factor?
So when the impact factor, you can see, if you go again, any economics. I'm just picking a random journal, so it could be this will apply to any journal. Any journals will have all the information about the metrics and the impact factor. They should all be available in here. So you can see the citation metrics. So you can click on any of those, and you can see the impact factor here. So it's all you always have to go on the journals and click on journal metrics, and then you will have everything in there. Again, if you click in here, impact factor, yes. And then it will also give you an explanation of how that is calculated. So there is a lot of information about it.
Thank you.
Okay, and yeah. And there is also, there is also for the auto services, there is also a guide the whole guide you can download, which is Guide to Understanding the Journal Metrics. You go in here and then you can download the whole guide.
Thank you. The next question, what year does the full text archive go back to?
So they go back to 1997 in most cases, or 1996, depending on how recent or how old the journal is. Before then, before 1997, all the journals there are something called archives. So for any journals they start publishing, I don't know, in 1954 or anything before 1997 anyway, those are called archives. And but the regular journals, the one that most of the institutions they subscribe to, the regular libraries, the social science libraries and so on, they go on from 1997 onwards.
Thank you. Should I register my account with a private email address like Google?
Yeah, it's totally up to you. You can use any, the email address you use can be used a Google one, or can you use the university one. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever, because what counts is really is their IP addresses that are being registered on the institution. So they automatically will see that you are part of the, you are access to it. So it doesn't. If you want to use your Google address, you can use your personal one. It won't make any difference.
Okay, thank you. We got also another question. Is there any limitation in printing or saving the articles?
No, you can save as much as you like. You can save it, and keep it and share it as much as you like. There is no limitation.
Okay, and another one, can I search for journals and ebooks content in one search?
No, you would have for this is you see the dashboard. It's just for the journals. For ebooks, it's different. I believe it's a different platform. So this one, it would just be for journals.
Okay, thank you. How can I get username and password to access the content?
Okay, so I'm gonna sign out so I can show you. So if you have not registered, if you go on Taylor&FrancisOnline.com, this is what you will see. And instead of going on login, you go on register. Okay, and then you just have to register here. Okay, you register and you will, depending on which email you have been using, you will receive a link. You will verify your account, and then there you go. Then you can log in and start you can do anything you add. I just said, this is just an overview, for example, of everything you can do. But yeah, that's very simple. It will take literally a few minutes to do that.
Thank you. And we got also another question on our chat box. Can I log into Taylor&Francis Online using my ORCID number?
ORCID number? Sorry, I'm not familiar with
the number, author number. That's the number of authors.
No, you would have always to use your email address.
Okay, thank you. And do you have any other questions? I can see that one person raised her hand. Pani Małgorzato, czy ma Pani pytanie? I think those are all our questions for now. Oh, there's another one. Is there any way to use the content off-site?
The content of site. I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm not sure I understand the question.
Out of the library.
Content of site.
Off-site, yes. Outside of the library.
Outside. I'm sorry. My bad. Yes, of course. Yes. There are different way to access. Of course, you can access. I guess that if university, the same way you have access to any other resources, if your university or your institution is allow you to access any resources, not directly from the library, but from your home, then the same would apply for Taylor&Francis, because obviously with all happening, most of students now, they don't go, they weren't even allowed to go to the library, so access is being granted from anywhere. I'm not sure. It very much depends of how your institution, how they are set up in terms of distance learning, with which system they are using. But from our side, everything is being set up to be used for distance learning from anywhere. So no, it's not just linked to your to the library. You can access from anywhere you are.
Okay, thank you. And another question, do all articles have PDF versions?
Yes, they do, all of them. Yeah, they all of them have a PDF version, and they all of them, they also have the audio version. That would also, the audio version would also be good for people that are visually impaired, so they cannot read properly. There are also another way to have access to it.
Thank you. Is there any other question? There is a question from the person from University of Adam Mickiewicz. So I think that's a question also to Anna. The question is, czy UAM jest zarejestrowany w Taylor&Francis i jak, będąc pracownikiem, można zalogować się poprzez tę instytucję?
Gloria, I will answer that question.
Yeah.
Tak, oczywiście o ile dobrze pamiętam, uniwersytet ma dostęp do wybranej kolekcji i przede wszystkim autoryzacja odbywa się poprzez IP, czyli jeżeli ktoś jest w sieci uczelni, to poprzez IP. I z tego co wiem, uczelnia też zapewnia dostęp zdalny, czyli tutaj Państwo musicie się w razie czego skontaktować ze swoją biblioteką główną, aby uzyskać dostęp czy informacje, jak można poza kampusem korzystać z dostępu. Ja tych szczegółowych informacji oczywiście nie posiadam, ale z tego co wiem, jest to na pewno możliwe. Ja sprawdzę jeszcze, jaka tutaj kolekcja jest dostępna, natomiast taka ogólna informacja do wszystkich Państwa, jeżeli reprezentujecie instytucje, które nie mają dostępu do kolekcji czasopism, a chcielibyście się z nią zapoznać, to zachęcam do zgłoszenia się do poproszenia po prostu o otwarcie dostępu testowego. Zwykle otwieramy ten dostęp na 30 dni dla całej uczelni, więc można się ze mną kontaktować. Ja tutaj w czacie podałam Państwu e-mail do kontaktu. Oczywiście nasza współpraca tutaj z Państwem to jest współpraca na takim poziomie instytucjonalnym, więc prosząc o test, jakby prosicie Państwo w imieniu swojej całej instytucji, więc jeżeli reprezentujecie wydział czy bibliotekę wydziałową, to też zachęcam, żeby to były takie działania jakby w imieniu całego uniwersytetu, czyli skoordynować, najlepiej byłoby to z biblioteką główną i wtedy rozesłać informacje dla całej uczelni. Kolekcje Taylor&Francis, tak tutaj w szczegółach nie mówiliśmy może o tym, to są kolekcje praktycznie multidyscyplinarne i z nauk ścisłych i humanistycznych i różne mniejsze kolekcje tematycznie też dostosowane do uczelni, na przykład o jakichś takich bardziej wąskich dziedzinach tutaj, w których prowadzą zajęcia, także myślę, że dla każdej z uczelni coś tutaj ciekawego możemy w tym zakresie zaproponować. Po dostępie testowym oferujemy statystyki, można obejrzeć, które tytuły były wykorzystywane, no i Państwo możecie podjąć decyzję później, czy jesteście zainteresowani zakupem. Część z instytucji przypuszczam, że ma chociażby dostęp do kilku czasopism w prenumeracie, czyli nie jest to dostęp do dużej kolekcji, ale być może do kilku albo kilkunastu tytułów i też możemy zobaczyć w czasie testu, czy wykorzystanie na przykład jest właśnie największe, jeżeli chodzi o te wybrane tytuły do prenumeraty, a może warto właśnie zamienić dostęp na dostęp do kolekcji, bo interesuje Państwa czy użytkowników więcej niż tylko te tytuły, które są w prenumeracie w danym roku. Myślę, że zorganizujemy spotkanie jeszcze na temat konsorcjum, ale tylko mogę powiedzieć, że no, Taylor&Francis jest tutaj otwarty na współpracę z Państwem i dogodne tutaj też warunki oferty, na przykład na ten rok, jeżeli instytucja Państwa nie ma dostępu, możemy zaproponować cenę taką relatywnie obniżoną do ilości miesięcy, w jakich będzie dostęp. W przyszłym roku mamy nadzieję, że będzie kontynuowany zakup też konsorcyjny, no, ale to jest dużo szczegółów z tym związanych. Nie jest to tematem dzisiejszego spotkania. Gdybyście Państwo mieli pytanie, to bardzo proszę o kontakt. Dziękuję.
Dziękuję, Aniu. Czy jeszcze jakieś pytania Państwo by mieli? Tak jak już zostało wspomniane, po spotkaniu w ciągu najbliższych dni my będziemy też wysyłać do wszystkich osób, które uczestniczyły w tym spotkaniu, materiał wideo, tak żeby Państwo mogli wrócić jeszcze do tej prezentacji i sobie je przypomnieć, skorzystać. Podamy również kontakty, tak by można było się skontaktować z nami i tak jak wspomniała koleżanka, zapytać o dostęp testowy dla swojej uczelni i biblioteki. Widzę, że nie ma już dodatkowych pytań. Jeśli chcecie Państwo, możecie również odblokować sobie mikrofon po prawej stronie i zadać pytanie ustnie. A jeśli pytań już nie ma, to myślę, że będziemy mogli powoli kończyć. Gloria, there's no other question. I think all the question has been already answered by you and by Anna. Thank you very much.
Yeah, only one last question. One
Yes.
last thing I wanted to say. Whenever you see these symbols next to any articles or journals, symbols that this is open access. Well, here it means that you are allowed to, you know, you have a subscription on this particular journals or collection. So it's included in the subscription. It's just to make you aware whenever you see these symbols, it just means this is an open access journal. Just this, I just forgotten to mention that.
Jeśli nie macie Państwo więcej pytań, dziękujemy bardzo za udział w dzisiejszym spotkaniu. Jesteśmy do Państwa dyspozycji, można do nas pisać mailowo, kontaktować się ze mną też telefonicznie. Już dzisiaj zapraszam Państwa na kolejne spotkanie, które planujemy zorganizować pod koniec kwietnia. Życzę Państwu miłego dnia. Thank you, Gloria, for presentation. I just said goodbye to our attendees. Maybe you would like to say something at the end.
Yeah, thank you very much for your attention. I hope that, I know that it was pretty basic, but I just wanted to give you an overview of how it works and how the benefits of just spending 5 minutes registering, all the functionality that are at your disposal. Any question, anything that is not clear, please feel free to contact me, Anna, and have an enjoyable day. Take care.